Okay, here we are back again. This is video 2 out of 2 for the snow day, March 7th. As threatened or promised, I don't know what word you want to use, I want to talk a little bit about grammar, the grammar homework you did for this week, which was called Identifying Nice and Normal Verbals Homework. If you're very clever, you'll see that the word key is here, and that means this is the answer sheet. I have electronically hidden the identifications of the various verbals, but I'm not too worried about that. What I do want to do is stop for a minute at the verbals. I was going to go on to clauses, and I will, but I want to show you something on this homework, and I want to use the same homework assignment for next week, only instead of underlining or highlighting the verbal, I want you to circle or highlight whatever you didn't use to indicate the verbal. Now I want you to go back through and identify the verbs, the real verbs, because you're getting mixed up still between the verbal, which is a mutant verb used as a different part of speech from the actual true blue all-American verbal or verb. For example, in the example, grinning cockily, okay, that's telling you how. That's got to be an adjective, so that means it's a participle. He glanced about the room. Glanced might look like a past tense participle, but it's the real verb. So you would highlight that, which I would love to do, but can't find right now. Then go on through the rest of them, all 20, and pick up the real verbs. Now there are two sentences that are going to confuse you if they haven't already. And one of them is sentence 14, and the other is sentence 19. The reason for this is because sentence 19 is a compound sentence. It is two sentences in one. How do I know this? Well, sitting by the fire is very pleasant tonight. That's a complete thought. The dying embers are lovely. That is a second complete thought. So when you have two complete thoughts in one sentence, it's a compound sentence. So two independent clauses. 14 is a little trickier. When I sew, you might hear mild cursing if you interrupt me. Now, the only verbal in it is cursing. That means that if you were to diagram it, on the main line, you would have you might hear cursing. That would be the subject, you, the complete verb, might hear. That's an action verb, so cursing is a direct object. What verbal acts like a noun? A gerund. But if we were looking at the whole sentence and looking for the verb, there are three, because we have three clauses. When I sew. I sew is a subject verb. You might hear cursing. That's a subject and verb. If you interrupt me, subject you, interrupt, verb, me, direct object. This is the dreaded dependent and independent complex sentence. And I think they're a heck of a lot of fun to figure out. Notice the subject verbs, I sew, you interrupt, are led into by an introductory word, when. That's a relative pronoun. If, that's a conjunction. That means those two clauses, even though they have a subject and verb, are dependent for meaning on the one in the middle. You might hear mild cursing. Now, I'm not going to try to show you how to diagram them. I'm not going to ask you to try to diagram them this week. But when you look for the true verbs in a complex sentence, there are going to be more than one, because you're going to have a dependent clause and an independent clause. I see number 13 is also a two-clause sentence, since it is not combined with a conjunction, but with a punctuation mark. They are two independent clauses. There might be others. I happen to love to write complex sentences. It's better writing. So just be aware that there might be more than one verb in each sentence. Look carefully. Don't get them mixed up with your verbals. You might find that you got your verbals wrong, in which case, start over again, okay? So that is what your grammar homework is going to be for this week. Now, the one thing I did not have down on my agenda that I should have was, let's see, and that is your school rant. I have not yet seen everyone's. Those that I did see, I put comments on. I mailed them back to you. You will have them by now. We're not in a particular hurry to deal with those, and I would really like to be in the classroom and explain this, this handout that you were to have gotten today. But I want to make sure that you know that the rant that you wrote has been graded as an opinion essay. Now I want to take the same concept, or a similar one, and turn it into a cause and effect essay. Those are a little different. They are different in the structure. You're going to emphasize either these terrible effects from the cause, or this cause is so terrible that it has effects. One or the other is going to be more important. And what I have found is perhaps a little more helpful to you for the organization of this. But in the meantime, I need everyone to get to me through Google Docs or email your fully blown student school essay, the rant. Several of you, when I asked for a rough draft, gave me a very complete draft indeed, and then I haven't seen it since then. You got credit for the draft, you got credit for the topic, but you have not had it graded as a complete essay. You can tell this because your Power School grade will be low. So, if you need me to email you as to have I done this or not, I can do that. But I really think you ought to be on top of things enough to know if you've gotten graded for a major paper. So please, the few of you that have not done this, get these into me so that I can help you get the best grade possible on them. Those of you who did get them back, I would like them rewritten to be the best opinion essay they can be before we cannibalize them to make them into the cause and effect. So all of that will be in the homework. I just wanted to really explain it to you as best I could. And now enjoy your week off and make sure you practice your family night presentation. And I'm still waiting on several of you, about half, to send me your first 5 slides so that I can see if they are going to be legible, if they're going to be clear enough, and if I think you're on target. I want you to succeed at this. So send me the sample of your slides. You may send me the whole program if you like before Monday, if you want my opinion on it. Okay, that's it. Have a good week. Bye-bye.